Then when it comes to this surface right here. What, Dad?
Oh, you're doing video again. I thought you were talking to me.
No, I'm trying to video. G'day folks, it's DIY Guy 123 here, bringing you another do-it-yourself video. Today, we're changing the rear differential gear fluid in a 2012 Mustang GT. Let's get into it. So it's a pretty basic job. You're just simply gonna have to get it up high enough off the ground so that you can work under here. I have a hoist, but you can do this without it. You've got a number of 13mm bolt heads. You wanna take them all off. Now this cover is sealed on, so there's no gasket with it. So even when you take the last bolt off, it's not going to just fall off on you. I've taken every bolt out except the one at 12 o'clock and the one at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna loosen the one at 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock. And now when I pop that cover free, it's not gonna fall off. There we go. Oh, that looks like brand new. Look at that. Well, maybe not brand new, but quite good. You want to be careful when you're driving your screwdriver wedge in here, you don't scratch this surface right here. And you also don't want to drive the screwdriver in one place or wedge in one place too hard because you may deform the cover. So try it in a few different places. Make sure that you can get the fill plug out, because if you can't get the fill plug out after you've drained this, now the vehicle is immobilized and you got to get it towed somewhere. Of course, I did not take the fill plug out. I'm remembering it now, but you should always take the fill plug out first. And the plug comes out by using a 3/8 ratchet with a little extension on it. It is magnetic, and so you want to look for any presence of metallic particles. It also has this orange sealant on there. I don't believe that's Loctite. I think that's just a pipe dope or something to keep it sealed. I just use Teflon tape. And here's what the fill plug leaned off. I'll drive it for a couple thousand kilometers and then recheck this to see if there's new debris that's collected on there. Once you get the cover off, and scrape all the old gasket off it with a scraper like this. Use brake cleaner again to clean all of that off of there so that your new sealant adheres really, really well. Then when it comes to this surface right here, very careful and scrape all the old gasket material off. And you'll notice I've done that, but I still have this little trail of oil. That's because there's still a little bit of residual oil coming out in there into the bottom of it, and it's overflowing. You want to make sure that you can stop that so that when you do put sealant on there, no oil will run over that sealant. So what I'm going to do is take a clean rag and go right in there. See how I'm scooping out the oil? I'm kind of emptying out a chamber that's at the bottom. It's also a really good opportunity to look for debris. You've got to get all traces of oil off of this mating surface, because if you don't, your new sealant will not stick. So clean it really well, keep turning your rag over. Blow out the bolt holes. Start at the top of the cover, go around and make your joint at the top. And you don't need a ton. You want to go around the bolt holes. If you put too much in, it'll squish on the inside and it could come off and interfere with your gears. That's no good. Not my best work, but it'll do. So as soon as you get the silicone on there, take 2 bolts and only 2 bolts in your hand, and you put the first bolt in the top of the cover. You're gonna put the cover in place and thread that top bolt in, thread a bottom bolt in. If it was a vehicle that was gonna be driven in the winter and the snow, I would definitely anti-seize them. And do all the bolts finger tight and then let it sit for an hour. So there are 2 torque specs for differential covers. For the steel cover, it's 33 foot-pounds. If it's aluminum, that would be 25 foot-pounds. So to know for sure whether you've got steel or aluminum, if you're not even sure, I can tell by how thin that is, it can't be the aluminum one. But take a magnet and stick it there. If it sticks, it's your steel cover. The differential bolts need to be torqued in a certain sequence. We've got our torque wrench set on the top, like at about the 1 o'clock position, 7 o'clock position, 10 o'clock position, 4 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock, the bottom, the top. So they've all been torqued to 30 foot-pounds and now retorquing at 33 foot-pounds for a final torque. So here we are the next day. The sealant is dried for a full 24 hours. Now I do have a support that lifts the rear differential up, and it lifted up until the weight just came off of the supports here. This would be easier to do with the 4-post hoist, and you just leave the weight on the wheels. So that's what I would recommend. But in my case, I don't have that. And you're going to pump fluid in there until I see it come out. So I'm going to take my friction modifier and suck that up into my oil pump, and then suck in 75 W140 synthetic, and then I'm going to pump it in. Hose and shove it in there and try to be tidy. I put the plug in and give it a snug, probably around 25 foot-pounds or so. I'll clean this off. So that's how easy it is to change the differential fluid in your Mustang GT. Good luck with your do-it-yourself projects. You too can do it yourself.